It's really hot out here. Well, I'm 23 and I'm still in Florida. I did not expect to be here this long. I always felt that like the place that I grew up wasn't where I was gonna be forever. I complained about it a lot to anyone that would listen. I told them that the politics and the heat wasn't for me. But I finished college and I moved back to my hometown to figure things out. I've been here for a year and I'm about to leave again. So this is a letter to my hometown. Dear Florida, when I first moved back into my parents' house, I felt a lot of shame. I was ashamed because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was ashamed to still depend on my parents. And I was ashamed because most of my friends had jobs or grad programs the moment they left our safe little college town. But I was too stressed to form any semblance of a plan. I was proud to have a degree, but I still felt like a failure packing up my college apartment and trying to fit 4 years of growth into my childhood bedroom. I felt guilty getting to settle back into my adolescence. I got to put off being a real adult for just a little bit longer. I quickly assimilated into my parents' patterns, routinely helped my mom unpack the Publix deliveries, and went to Home Depot with my dad every weekend. Meanwhile, I fielded any questions about my plans for the future. Florida's sticky heat, constant thunderstorms, and no-see-ums were second nature, but I discovered a new apprehension for leaving the house and running into someone from the past that could possibly ask questions about how my year of figuring it out was going. So I stayed home. It was fun for a bit, having my family be my social circle. We had pool days and movie nights, but it got old. I'd wake up whenever and spend the day waiting for 5 p.m. when my mom would get off work and hang out with me. Their stresses became mine. I started dreading the monotonous routine of settling into the recliners in front of the TV after dinner every evening. On social media, I'd watch everyone I've ever kind of known grow up and get their big girl jobs in their big girl cities. I'd spend hours scrolling through group photos filled with people that I used to know and new people that were probably also farther ahead than me. Honestly, I didn't have a plan, and I blamed life in my hometown for it. How could I possibly want to move on when I knew it would be so easy to just stay here like this? I didn't have a plan, but I did have a dream. One that I would pine over every night before falling asleep. One that pushed me away from Florida. I didn't know how to get there, but I knew I needed to take my time. I needed to build trust in myself and get over the fear of what other people would think. I didn't have a community here anymore. My college friends were scattered around the world, and our relationships were being held together by planned FaceTimes and voice notes. A job at an independent bookstore kind of fell into my lap. Suddenly, I was wrapped up in the drama of a small business. I actually kind of enjoyed spending my year at home giving book recommendations and seeing what people were buying. I felt proud when a customer asked if we had a book, and I knew off the top of my head if we did and where to find it. Most importantly, I made some friends. I'd get to my shifts early to be able to chat with my fellow booksellers. I became too busy telling them my stories and listening to theirs to remember that I was ashamed to be back home. Eventually, we'd have game nights, playing hours of Mario Party, eating garbage, and talking about books. It didn't solve all my problems, but it got me out of the house. It got me talking and listening to strangers, really put things into perspective. Finding the meaning behind my tiny existence wasn't as debilitating anymore because I had to stop worrying for a second to tell customer after customer which books made my life the smallest bit more enjoyable. I didn't figure out my life during my year at home, but I did start to enjoy the steamy, sunny days more. I started taking ballet classes again and got really fast at counting change to close the bookstore and get back to my family that I remembered was so fun. I savored the time spent watching shitty dating shows with my brother and his girlfriend, or swimming mediocre laps in the pool with my mom. Maybe it's Stockholm Syndrome, or maybe I'm just growing up. It's not so bad here after all. I know that I'll miss Luca running to grab his favorite toy when I get home, or my brother popping his head into my room to check if I'm awake. But I think I'm realizing that I might miss the blaring sound of cicadas or the sulfur smell as I drive by the springs. I'll miss my cats screaming at me to feed them well before dinner time, or my dad complaining that I didn't put the umbrella down after laying out all day. The things that I forgot to notice. I'll miss it because I know it. It's nice to know a place. Pretty soon I'll be living in a place that I won't know. I'll have to use Google Maps to tell me my next turn and struggle for a while to find another set of friends. I'll figure it out. Maybe I will feel like I fit into my next home better, but the reality is I'll still find things to complain about. That's okay. That's life. I'm just glad I had a place like this to call home for the time being.